Hello and welcome on board, superstars. This is Galactic Federation Druid ship Earth 1 and you're watching Project Bluestar 2000 to 2012. This is our world campaign to assist in the enlightenment of the wonderful, beautiful people on the planet Earth into understanding the essence of extra-dimensional life around the galaxy. Are you aware of the extraterrestrial activity in your atmosphere? Have a look at YouTube, get stuck into information around the planet, and look at some of the information coming out of NASA, in particular the Disclosure Project, www.disclosure.org. And this is what this movement is all about. This is about people. It's not about governments. It's not about the authoritarian regimes in your neck of the woods. This is about being one people, of one consciousness, of one spiritual mind, and catching up to the rest of the galaxy. There is indeed activity in the planet Earth's atmosphere, and it's time that the people on this wonderful planet start realizing exactly where they've come from and perhaps where they're going. We have further news from around the planet pertaining to the climatic variations which are occurring, and we're going to go check them out at millicom.com. And there's not just extraterrestrial activity, there's also some very, very hardcore climatic variation occurring, which we need people to start addressing as soon as possible if we intend to have a future on this wonderful planet that we call Earth. Climatic warnings for January 16. 2 earthquakes of notable size in the Fiji region, a 5.2 and a 5.9. United Kingdom, changing climate is leading to rougher seas. Climate change is having a significant impact on the health of the seas surrounding Britain, says a new report. Rising seas, bigger waves, flooding and more violent storms are already happening as temperatures increase. 2006 was the second warmest year in the UK coastal waters since records began in 1870, and 7 of the 10 warmest years have occurred in the last decade. Coastal erosion, which has already affected 17% of the UK coastline, is expected to increase, and more powerful seas will have a major impact on commercial operations in ports and shipping, while coastal buildings will be more vulnerable to damage. Fishing will also be affected by temperature change, making worse the problems already caused by over-exploitation. Climate change is already causing warmer, saltier and more acidic seas with a greater incidence of severe winds and bigger waves. There is also evidence that the Atlantic heat conveyor, of which the Gulf Stream is part and which helps maintain relatively mild temperatures in the northwest Europe, has reduced in strength by up to 30% in the last 100 years. It is predicted there will be an increased risk of flooding in the United Kingdom, and already rises in extreme water levels are being observed. Probably a consequence of rising average sea levels, increased flood risk from both rivers and the sea is one of the most significant predicted impacts of climate change in the United Kingdom. I think that is a story that all people, not just throughout the United Kingdom, but from around the planet, start needing to take notice of. Massive changes, and that current in the waters with up to 30% alteration already felt in the last 100 years will have massive alterations to the climate around the United Kingdom, potentially throwing that region, including Europe, into sub-Arctic temperatures. It wouldn't be very nice. Those people complaining of 10 degree temperatures, how about a bit of minus 30 with a bit of wind chill factor? That's what we're dealing with. Moving right along into Fiji, the Nadi Weather Office has now called on the people of the country to be prepared for the worst, as tropical cyclone is expected to form near Vanuatu. In Indonesia, a landslide in Indonesia's remote Papua province has killed at least 10 people after heavy rains has triggered a landslide that engulfed a hospital housing complex in the region's capital. In Dubai, they're experiencing their rainiest January on record with 86 millimetres of rain. having fallen by Tuesday afternoon. Previous record was 81.9 millimetres in the first month of the year. The Roads and Transport Authority said the possibilities of the occurrence of traffic accidents is more than doubled during the rainy, windy and foggy weather. The article on millicom.com continues. Motorists were urged to exercise utmost care and vigilance towards the surprises on the roads during the changeable weather conditions prevailing in the country, and people across the Gulf face torrential downpours and may soon see a rare snowfall in that particular region. Jump onto that site. I can foresee images of that film the day after tomorrow every moment I read these articles. So please, people, start preparing for the worst on the planet Earth. Many parts of the Mid-East are experiencing record low temperatures that have plummeted close to freezing just recently. That's in the Mid-East of the United States. Record lows from the Saudi to Syria, Iran and Iraq. A cold wave travelling from Siberia through Iran and Turkey has brought unseasonable cold weather. World warming, despite cool Pacific and snow in Baghdad, climate change is still nudging up temperatures in the long term, even though the warmest year was back in 1998. And 2008 has begun with unusual weather, such as a cool Pacific and Baghdad's first snow in recent memory. In the Arctic, a huge fracture in the Beaufort Sea ice pack worries scientists. A massive fracture discovered this winter is causing all sorts of dramas there, and is fair enough, concerns on the minds of scientists, as I'm sure they're seeing flashbacks of the Larsen B ice pack down there in the Antarctic when that broke off. It's not a good sign for the future of the planet Earth. There's further stories there coming from Antarctica, and unseasonable dust storms there in Australia, also causing all sorts of dramas for the wonderful people of this ancient continent down there, where Federation HQ is situated there in central Australia. That news continues to cause further grief for not just the Federation staff here. We don't just grab the information, we have to deal with it, and we put this information into our motivational impacts of around the sanctuary down there, and we start developing ways that we can help with the development of our climate change village, and whatever information that we can get, we put our motivation into that area. This is January 16, 2008. Thank you for being part of this news. Transmission for the Galactic Federation. We hope the information finds you well around the planet Earth. Until tomorrow, we take care.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...